I am late today, and I barely even made it because I have work today, and that is a problem for me to try and make it, and also be on the line with y'all. So sorry, but welcome to Big Mama's Daily Digest. Welcome to Big Mama's Daily Digest. It is April 3rd. I hope I put that on there, not March 3rd. Oh my gosh. It is April 3rd, 2026. Thursday, we are manifesting money. We are manifesting money, love, opportunity, and expansion. We want to expand. Okay, because where I got this is messing up my what's the name. Okay, I can't see the views. Um on you too. Yes, so we are talking all things money, expansion, manifesting love, and all that good stuff. So the theme again for Thursdays so far, what am I calling? Because we are calling something forward, and we definitely want to manifest all the heart, all the desires of our hearts. So I invite you today to take a deep breath with me on the count of three. One, two. Let that shit go. Okay, let's get into them. But let me get this earbud I just dropped over here because I don't need this right. Well, Big Mama do need a drink, and I'm sorry, y'all. I got a little bit of maybe bit of what could be a cocktail. What is this? Lemonade. This some tonic. Child, we about to work with, okay? I don't know what's going on. I'm on this glass been sitting here. I need a glass. Hold on, y'all. This is so ghetto. I'm so sorry. I just got in. I'm sorry. It came straight online. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. I'd like to publicly apologize for. Oh wait, my necklace been hitting the microphone. I really apologize. This is I'm gonna have to change the times on the Thursday show because it's hard. It is hard to do. So let me do a reel right now just to let the people on Instagram know that Big Mama is live right now in the studio. Jump online, jump on the YouTubes. We are simulcasting live from the YouTube. I need you guys to get over there and hop on the YouTube. Crazy Melanin Princess, Big Mama's Daily Digest. Thursday is happening tonight. Ain't nobody on the line with me, so get y'all ass over there, like right now. Thank you. And that's that. So I had Big to put out I had to put that out on the PSAs right now. Y'all see that on y'all timeline. Me kind of being a little wild with it, but that's what it is. And today's show is about how we can get out our own way, or why is it that we are in our own way? Like, why are we in our own way? Why? Why are we being our own way? But so often we are. And that's just that on that. And you know what's crazy? Look what I got. It's hectic. It's chaotic in the studio today. Look. What is this supposed to do for? What is that? Really, that's all I need. That's all I need. This is chaos. Like, for real, chaos I took a deep breath, so let's get into some of these affirmations so Big Mama can get into the show, okay? Because we are manifesting money, love, opportunity, and expansion. So we just gonna say a few of these affirmations out loud to ourselves. I'm gonna say it out loud, and y'all can say it to yourselves. I am a magnet for abundance in all forms. I am a magnet for abundance in all forms. Money flows to me effortlessly and consistently. Money flows to me effortlessly and consistently. Every time I look up, it's just bags just beat me upside my head. Okay? So let's get into the pill cam. Because I don't know what's going on with that. But just let me tell you, that pill is still inside of me. And that's all I'm going to say. I went and I returned the equipment. They said it typically takes like 5 days for them to give me any information on it. So stay tuned for more pill cam saga. And that's what it is. Before anybody asks me, before anybody thinks that I'm about to go into it, I didn't watch. I didn't need to, in an effort to know the following to be true. And I didn't put my out of message thing on. Patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel. Famously quoted by Samuel Johnson in 1775. And it simply means that dishonest people often exploit patriot sentiments to mask their selfish, corrupt, or immoral actions. It suggests that when scoundrels run out of excuses, they use empty nationalism to avoid criticism. Sounds pretty poignant and familiar, right? Moving on. Speaking to these crazy crazies, Pam Bondi. Child, what is going on with these people? What is happening? What the is going on? What's going on in this administration? Like, truthfully, if they're supposed to be the keepers of our peace, the patriots of our nation, the people who hold us to, I can't even say they hold that. They can't hold the American people to any kind of standard. And I say that because Christy Nome over there motorboating her husband. So they can't be holding nobody up to nobody's standard, especially the gays and the trans. Okay? Y'all better knock it off. Y'all need to find a new fucking what's the name to hang your hat on. Y'all need to leave these trannies alone. Especially since y'all trying to eat yourself. Okay, moving right along. Chili from the hit group TLC. She put the C in the TLC. Child, these roosters gonna come home to roost, ain't they? Mm. She's messing up her own money. She's messing up her bag. She's messing up what little money she got left to earn with her dancing self, because she ain't never been a singer. So, and I'm not here to tear that woman down because of her political views. However, why throw rocks and hide your hands? If you guys believe wholeheartedly in this man, why is it? Why? Why? I've never understood why racists don't want to be called racist. That is like kryptonite to them. They rather be racist more than to be called a racist. To be called a racist, oh my gosh, that is just like the worst thing you could ever say to them. You can call them a pedophile, it doesn't bother them. You can call them a murderer, it doesn't bother them. You can call them all the things, it doesn't bother them. You call them a racist, oh my gosh, they turn beet red and they are really in a tipsy over it. So are Trump supporters, especially when now there are a lot of those proud boys. They're loud and proud. There are those. But I find that when you are African American and you decide to go that route, especially when you have fame behind your name, you don't want to be so vocal about it. And I really want to understand the reason why. But I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to something that has really been a bane in all of our existence. If you travel moderately, lightly, heavily, doesn't matter. One bit of contention, source of contention, baggage fees. When you first began introducing them in the early 2000s, it was really due to offset. I have a fly in here. Do you see it? And it is driving me crazy. I did it when I had my door open, getting stuff out of the car. I'm so mad. And it followed me into my room. Um, Baggage fees. So, hot mess. What kind of ghetto program is this? I'm over here in five with my dang shoe. Get it together, Big Mama. This Big Mama's Daily Digest. This is what we doing, Big Mama's Daily Digest. We can just be as loose and because this is a safe zone. This is a no judgment zone over here. I said that when we kicked the show off. Ain't no judgment. We just living life the best way we know how. But anyhow, baggage fees to offset fuel costs. And now fuel costs going up and you playing with these fees. You have made with change fees, baggage fees, you've made billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. That is enough to keep the industry going for ages. Okay? And now every time there is some type of volatile some entrant into the market, you decide that you want to force that cost onto us. Hell no. I saw a little boy, he said it's coming down to me and my video game coming on this vacation or me and my clothes. That baby put all of his clothes that he was going to wear on his body and walked on that plane. Got on the plane and took all his clothes off, and his mama put it in the bag, and then they went off. But he put that game in his book bag. And it is so funny because you really have to outsmart these systems. And it took a little baby to outsmart it. He said, no, you're not about to, you can't get my mama because she told me only one of these, I'm only bringing this one bag. She ain't paying for nothing else. So if I want this game that bad, I'm going to have to figure it out. And little baby figured it out. We shouldn't have to figure it out when we paying as much as we paying for these dang tickets. And we got to pay for every single incremental thing that you pretend to offer me on this flight. You guys have people in first class paying for window seats, and it is a wall there. There's no window. Gail King was not the first, and she ain't gonna be the last because multiple people have been complaining about that. And it's not even just in first class; it's in economy as well. What the hell? Come on now, airlines. You doing too much. Y'all doing too much. I digress. I move on. You want to know about somebody doing too much? When we have to back away from our family members because they be doing too much. Brandy, Brandy Norwood, she and I grew up together. She even sang together. This young lady, she ain't young, she only 2 years younger than me. This woman has had to distance herself from her brother because of his antics. So she said that there is a bit of distance between the two of them as she received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And noticeably, her brother Ray J was not in attendance, along with her family is surrounding. But it's a very noticeable that your best friend, your brother, your who we know you to have a close knit relationship. You have been touting that since you came out that you guys are so close, and to notice that on one of the biggest Hollywood nights of your days of your life. Now, yes, it really doesn't mean much, but it does mean something because you are a staple in Hollywood history and you are so deserving of it. But your brother is not there. We notice it. And she said Yeah, she had to put some distance between the two of them because at this point she just looking for a little bit of peace. And he comes with the antics. And he comes with the things in public view that's so disconcerting that I gotta distance myself from it. And that rolls us into our topic for tonight, where we are discussing how to get out of your own way. And I asked ChatGPT again. Chat is going to help us through this whole series. What does it mean truly to be in one's own way? Because so often we hear about, man, they just couldn't get out of their own way, or people with a self proclamation that, man, if I could just only get out of my own way, then things will be great, right? Well, let's dive into it. What it truly means to be in one's own way. It's not really just a catchy phrase, it's a quiet, powerful truth about how we sometimes become the very obstacle that we are trying to overcome. At its core, it means your thoughts, your habits, your fears, or patterns are interfering with what you actually want. You say you want success, you want a job, you want a car, you want to buy a house, you want children, you want a husband, you want whatever those aspirations. And again, we are manifesting desires. Shut up, Snow. I know that's you. Um, all the things that we are trying to manifest in our lives. We're manifesting money. Maybe that's coming from a job or a career or a change or something, content creation, because that's where I want my money to come from. We are looking for um, money, jobs. We're looking for family. We're looking for love. Those are the things in which we said that we are manifesting. So let's get into ensuring that we are not the thing that is keeping us from obtaining said dreams and desires of our hearts. So we need to get out our own way, and let's dive into how we gonna identify it and make sure that we get the fuck up out our own way. So what it really looks like is being in your own way can show up as overthinking every damn thing. So much so that you analyze so much that you don't ever move on nothing. I have been that person, and I am very proud. I meant to say yesterday that we just made our 1 year anniversary of the podcast yesterday of Big Mama's, I'm sorry, of my life, dot, 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 after. Was 1 year anniversary yesterday. So thank you all for joining. Thank you for your support, and I appreciate you. So I'm very happy that that was one thing that I got up off my ass and finally did. Fear, painstakingly, and all the other things. You've watched the journey when I just dove into something thinking that I was prepared and was even more ill prepared than I even knew that I was. And we just continuing. Oh, this fly's gonna drive me crazy. We're just continuing to roll with the punches. Thanks, Steph. Remember, it was just an idea and it was a thought, and now look at us a year later. We got two shows going. So, waiting for the perfect timing, which never comes. It never comes. We're always waiting for the perfect time, and the perfect time has never come. It will never come. So, that's what it really looks like. It looks like self doubt disguised as being realistic, because sometimes we talk our own selves out of our dreams. But why are dreams given to us? They're uniquely our own. No dream given to me looks identical to any dream given to someone else, even if we have the dream of becoming the exact same thing, a podcaster. Well, the dream that God gave me in my podcasting, I'm sure, look different than the dream that another person received to start their journey in podcasting. So, talking ourselves out of stuff. Then we talk ourselves out of opportunities before they even start. We don't even know what the world or the universe has for us. But I tell you, without us opening up and being open to receiving it, we'll never get it. Procrastination without a purpose. That's another thing, another trait, another characteristic of what it looks like. Procrastination without a purpose. We have no reason as to why we're procrastinating. We're staying busy, but not on the things that matter the most, which is trying to get the things started or done that we claim that we desire. Fear of success or visibility. That's really huge. It's a weird thing because it sounds so cliche, but it really is. Some people's like, what if I make it? I think it comes along with once you're doing it, because that's how I feel now in this podcast. Oh my gosh, what if this thing takes off and I get so big? And that's what everybody is telling me. Like, no, I think you got a great thing and you're going to make it and you're going to do this. And there is a huge sense of fear there. Because what does what does one's life look like after that? We know what I look like before, but what will it look like after? And that is a scary thought, because it means change, it means responsibility, and or it means being seen. Something that I'm always the one to where, yeah, I'm seen, but no one knows me. And so that allows me to hide in the Homer Simpson shadows or in the bushes, because no one really knows me. I don't ever like going places where everybody knows me and knows everything about me and I know nothing about them. That's a creepy thought. Fame, right? But what's happening, what's actually and truly happening underneath? Most of the times, it's not laziness. Because a lot of times people say, oh, well, that person's just lazy. They lack ambition. They don't want to do this, and they, whatever the case may be. Majority of the time, it's protection. Because your mind is trying to tell you, I don't want rejection. So you're trying to avoid rejection. Your mind is trying to tell you you might fail. I want to prevent failure. Your mind is trying to keep you safe in something that's so unfamiliar. And that is protecting you. That is a defense system pre-programmed inside of you to stop you from any future pain and or hurt. Even if that safe place is uncomfortable or unfulfilling, which is where we find ourselves being in our own damn way. So you instead shrink instead of expand. You stay instead of leap or rise to the occasion. You silence yourself instead of feeling this need to express what it is you desire. The deeper truth is being in your own way often comes from old wounds, some past hurts or something that's happened, past disappointments where you've been let down in the foreseeable future, and whatever this is that I choose to go after, I can foreseeably tell this person who I'm relying on for this is going to let me down. I know I'm going to need this person's help, and I already know that they're going to let me down. Times in which you did, times that you did try and it didn't go how you hoped. So now you're hesitant. For all of those reasons, now you are truly immobilized and hesitant. Not because you don't want it, but because some part of you is scared that you can't obtain it. In other terms, it means that you are both the the problem and the solution. You are the lock and you're the key. You are you're both things. Nothing external is truly stopping you. Nothing. But something internal is asking to be addressed. And I know that that is where much of where the hardest work we will ever do on ourselves will be, is introspection, looking at ourselves, saying, what can I do to fix me? What getting out of your way looks like is taking action before you feel ready. Fuck when it's time. Fuck when I'm supposed to. Fuck when it feels right. Just dive the fuck in that shit. Letting things be messy instead of perfect. Instead of trying to ensure that everything is neatly tied up and in a bow, organized, because I'm such an organized person and I need everything to be organized, and I just don't go about things in that way. Fuck that. Let it be messy. Let it be messy until you figure it out. Trusting yourself even when you're unsure, even when you don't know if you got it. Try it. You don't know. Maybe that's when somebody else will step in, because most times when you see people doing stuff, that's when you desire to help them. You don't desire to help them when they just got thoughts and ideas. You are more willing to jump in and actually get your hands dirty when somebody already has a project started up and going, and you sitting over there like, damn, they struggling. You want to jump in and help them. You don't want to jump in and help somebody who just been sitting there talking about, yes, I've been having these ideas and I want to write, and when you gonna come help me start it? No, I don't want to help you start anything, because then it's gonna be mine too. So trusting yourself even when you're unsure, getting your hands dirty even when you have no idea what the hell you're doing. Choosing growth over comfort, knowing that even if your fail rate will be 100%, you will still grow from the experience of the failure. So you're choosing growth over comfort, and that means doing even when you don't know what the hell you are doing. Being willing to be seen, judged, or misunderstood. Looking crazy until it looks like it is something. Because that's everybody. Everybody who had an idea of, I'm sure the Dyson vacuum cleaner man, Steve Jobs. I ain't even say nothing about Elon Musk because I cannot stand him. But all of these people had some crazy idea before it became what we know it to be today. And with all of the African American inventors there are, of course, we know that out of necessity came many of their inventions. However, until they probably sounded crazy to people until they got started. Then other people was like, okay, wait, now I see the concept. Now I see how that can help. Now I get it. Now, but prior to, it was like, you sound crazy. You sound real crazy. We all sound crazy until we get in there, get our hands dirty, and then it becomes a clearer picture for somebody else. That is truly what a dream is. A dream is something that is crazy. Only you see it, and when you start explaining it to people, they looking at you crazy, like, girl, what? You was riding a dinosaur down the street, and it took you to the liquor store, and it filled up on candy. Like, girl, what is you saying? Again, your dream. And sometimes it don't even make sense to you. You just gotta go with it. So I'm going to end on that. And as we are manifesting, we are going to end this with more affirmations. Abundance is my natural state of being. Abundance is my natural state of being. I always have more than enough. More love, more money, more opportunities. Hush, dog. I always have more than enough. More love, more money, more opportunities. And everything I touch turns into prosperity. Everything we touch, everything we touch turns into prosperity. I appreciate you. I thank you for watching Thursday, April 3rd edition of Big Mama's Daily Digest. We will resume next week here on the YouTube to kick off the season 3 of My Life After, where we will merge Big Mama's Daily Digest on Tuesdays, and then we will continue with Big Mama's Daily Digest on Wednesdays and Thursdays. That concludes my show. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, you deserve to live in peace, not pieces. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you do got to get the heck up off my line. Love y'all. Steph, I'm about to call you because, yes, we can go to the room. Yes. Okay.